Hey, how's it going? Welcome to Acc Thursday, 19th of August 2021. We're looking at the papers. First up, New York Times. What have we got? Taliban virus, Israel, Haiti. New York Times International Edition, Taliban in the middle. Over on the left, opinion piece from Malala. You might remember her. She got shot in the head by the Taliban, wrote a book, moved to the UK, went to the UN, that type of thing. Over on the right, Taliban. Underneath that, Afghanis living in America. Down the bottom, Denmark mermaid dispute. There's two statues of a mermaid. Apparently one has to go. USA Today, who's responsible for this catastrophe? I guess the Yanks and the Brits and the Aussies, the Canadians, whoever else was over there shooting people. Down the bottom, what's missing in images of Kabul airport? Women. This is classic anti-refugee sentiment designed to discredit the refugees who are making it out of the country. Wall Street Journal, Taliban, Afghanistan, COVID, Toronto Sun, ad for golf, the Australian diggers rescue lucky few, that's Afghanistan, up the top, something about the Royals on Netflix, Global Times, Taliban, story on the right, as always, about the virus leak thing, the US investigating whether it leaked from a lab, but the Chinese saying no, it didn't. Down here, China, a hopeful land for common prosperity. So most people would describe China as, say, state capitalism, or I think the term in the New York Times the other day was authoritarian capitalism, but here they've described it as socialism with Chinese characteristics. Love to see it. Citizen from South Africa, private guns most stolen. 700 guns go missing a year in South Africa, pretty crazy statistic. Jerusalem Post, Bennett to meet Biden for talks on the Iranian threat, which is not a real threat and completely fabricated. Taliban, Afghanistan, lockdown. FBI rolls out hate crime public awareness campaign. Does that include hate crimes committed by the FBI? The Hindu from India, only Sharia law, say the Taliban. Underneath that, MP booked on sedition charge for remarks on the Taliban. This guy came out and said that the Taliban are comparable to the Indian freedom fighters who overthrew the British. Guess they took a bit of exception to that and arrested him and fined him. The Herald from Scotland, £36 billion black hole in the public finances. This has been used by the anti-independence crowd to say you can't have independence because you rely on Westminster for money. Afghanistan, Taliban on the front, of course. Belfast Telegraph, police chief sued over RUC officer's murder. That man on the left was a police officer. He was shot. The gun that was used to kill him had been taken from an IRA arms dump by the police and was then put back there by the police. So clearly collusion going on there. I hope she's able to sue them and get damages. Irish Examiner, housing, live events come back. Don't treat Wally like a pet. That's Wally the walrus. He's an 800 kilo walrus who's been spotted in Ireland, France and Spain the last while. He's clearly a long way from home. Hopefully he gets back soon. Irish Times, Afghanistan, COVID, housing. Irish Independent, lockdown ending. Over on the right, politician found dead, had been accused of sexual assault. That's Anthony Flynn. There was charges against him and he turned up dead now. I guess most likely suicide, RIP. Irish Daily Mail, Westlife are back. Take pity on these people. Take pity on the people who have to go see Westlife, maybe. Makes sense. Irish Sun, there's Littlefinger. Good to see him back. Thought he was dead. True crime underneath. Financial Times, Prime Minister under fire over Afghanistan. They all met in the House of Commons yesterday. Came to the conclusion that they could have sorted out Afghanistan if they'd only stayed a little longer, of course. Top left, opinion piece from Brooke Masters, take a deep breath. The case for Marlboro Man's move into medicine. That's Philip Morris, the cigarette company, taking over a company called Vectura, who provide things like inhalers. And she basically says in this piece that companies should be given the chance to clean up the mess they've made, and if we're going to be like this and be moral absolutists, this doesn't bode well for climate change, because obviously we want the oil and gas companies to sort out the problem they created by resequestering carbon or whatever, and clearly make a shitload of money in the process. CME Fields Exchange buyout spree with $16 billion offer for rival CBOE. Okay, to condense this really quickly, both these companies deal in indexes, and one of them is a future index, so it trades in futures. $16 billion is a big wedge, and it's going to cause even more of this type of mergers in the industry, just like every other industry. Kwarteng orders security review of Ultra's £2.6 billion takeover by Cobham. That's a merger happening in the defence industry. UK government are worried because it might cause national security problems. The Guardian, there's Boris again, Afghanistan. Britain fears the US could pull out of Kabul airport. The Times, Boris, Afghanistan, okay. The Independent, where is global Britain? There's a picture of some women and children. Maybe we should send that into the woman at USA Today. Daily Torygraph, there's that lad standing up in Parliament yesterday. He stood up and basically treated it like a session with his psychiatrist and was talking about the lads he fought with in Afghanistan. He almost cried and stuff. It's just pretty pathetic, to be honest, the absolute state of the Tories. Queen did not take ownership of race allegations, say Sussexes. Okay. COVID. Down the bottom, Geronimo the alpaca loses stay of execution. He has to die. RIP, mate. Daily Express, there's a picture of him. Geronimo has to go. Sorry. Prime Minister defends Afghanistan exit. Royal feud reunited. There's Queenie and Meghan and Harry. They are, of course, related to Prince Andrew. Still wanted for questioning regarding his relationship to pedophile billionaire financier Jeffrey Epstein. RIP. Daily Mail, there's the Royals again. Kabul airport, something about the government. Newspaper, hell on earth. There's more women and children getting onto a plane. Send that into USA Today. Metro, asleep at the wheel. That's about the government's response to Afghanistan. Daily Star, racing. What did they do to deserve this and what did we do to deserve them? Afghanistan again. It's been quite the week, hasn't it? It's just been all basically the one story now. It's Thursday, we've had this every single day, so a big propaganda push going on both sides, to be honest. We just see one side of it here in the corporate media. There is also a big push by the Taliban to put it out that they're pretty good guys and they're going to respect women, things like this. So, as always, the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Anyway, that's it for the day. Look after yourself. If you want to stay off corporate, social, state media, any of that type of thing, just click the link in the description. Alright, thanks. Good luck.